he signed what I signed. He signed a real fight, and I signed a real fight, and he got his advance. So there's no reason to make excuses of that. So that's true.
Well, we all look forward to that fight.
I mean, he signed a real fight, and he got his advance. So then now makes excuses, no.
So, earlier this morning, I spoke to Chaz Mather, who is the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and he said it is absolutely a real fight. There's a signed contract. Mayweather signed it. It's in there. That it's a real fight that'll count on their records, and it's going to be at the Sphere. So, I'm not sure what Floyd is talking about. I don't know if Floyd got bad advice, but he's contracted, so it would be a breach if not.
If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight to try to protect his 50-0 record and still make a bag. Floyd has done this for years. He has done this for years.
Manny Pacquiao has forcefully challenged Floyd Mayweather Jr., arguing that the former champion committed to a genuine professional contest and must follow through by competing in an official fight instead of turning it into an exhibition.
Last few days there's been rumors swirling around about you and Mayweather, and he's saying he's going to be an exhibition, you saying it's going to be a fight. And the second part of the question is, how would you face him for the second time after the first decision?
You know, that's proposed of exhibition that was long time ago, year after our first fight, but I didn't agree. And then I want to.
Manny Pacquiao has doubled down on his criticism of Floyd Mayweather Jr., urging him to stop offering excuses and pointing back to what he says was a clear agreement for a fully sanctioned bout. He made it clear he would never have accepted an exhibition in this situation, stressing that the contract, in his view, calls for an official fight with real competitive stakes and consequences.
Manny, by chance, did you see what Floyd said? I think he might saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said.
I wouldn't fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's real.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. recently clarified that his rematch with Manny Pacquiao will take place as an exhibition bout rather than a sanctioned professional fight, emphasizing that the event is designed purely for entertainment purposes.
And this is not actually a fight, it's an exhibition.
Okay.
So we're going to do it again, and hopefully we're going to entertain the people.
Right, and as far as that, you know, what's it going to be like fighting him again, you know, like 11 years later now?
It's just, you know, like, I never really took any abuse, you know, in the sport of boxing. You know, still extremely healthy, I work out every day. And, you know, I got an exhibition with Mike Tyson also, another exhibition in Greece. So if I'm just sitting at home and I'm just working out every day, spending time with my grandson and spending time with my children, I said, why not go out, have a little fun, entertain, and put on some exhibitions. And so
he further acknowledged that no venue has been locked in, stating uncertainty over where the event will ultimately be held despite earlier talks suggesting several potential locations.
So, you know, May Pacquiao, that Sphere, what part did being at the Sphere kind of play in you taking that fight?
well, as of right now, we don't know exactly where the fight is going to be at. We don't know the location of the fight. The Sphere is one of the places that they talked about. So we don't know if it's 100.
Manny Pacquiao also confirmed that the rematch venue is still undecided, though he stood his ground that the contest should be a fully sanctioned professional bout rather than an exhibition.
The Sphere is still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean,
Yeah. So it's still happening then.
he has to remember that.
But it's still on? It's still happening?
Oh yeah, we did sign the contract already, so there's no reason why, you know.
Why wouldn't?
Why wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Look good. You look already in shape. You know, what adjustments do you think you're gonna make for the rematch? Adjustments compared to the first fight.
I have the improved and better strategy compared to the last one.
I know it's something you've been wanting for a very long time. I know you felt that that first fight wasn't, you know, the best of you, right?
Yes. This time, no excuse.
Some analysts claim that Floyd Mayweather Jr. may have violated his agreement with Netflix by publicly labeling the rematch with Manny Pacquiao as an exhibition, despite reportedly signing on for a sanctioned professional fight.
There has been a breach of contract in terms of what Mayweather had to say the fight weekend of Fundora and Thurman. Apparently he did an interview, said that it was an exhibition, that these guys didn't have anything to prove, that their legends were already set in stone, and that it would be an exhibition. He wasn't sure if it was going to be at the Sphere. Apparently, that is not true. According to a Boxing Scene article that interviewed Jazz Mathur, the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, said that, yes, the fight is contracted for the Sphere, booked at the Sphere, scheduled at the Sphere for September 19th. It is booked as a professional fight, not as an exhibition. It was never booked as an exhibition, which makes sense because Netflix got behind it, and I would assume that they would not want an exhibition. We said the other day, I think it was actually yesterday, we said that this fight has to be a real fight and not an exhibition because, one, Netflix is involved, two, Manny Pacquiao wants that get back, and two, also just betting lines. It's a huge aspect of this sport, and this kind of fight is going to generate a ton of...
Reports suggest Pacquiao's camp has confirmed the fight is officially scheduled as a full professional bout at the Sphere in Las Vegas on September 19th, with no exhibition rules attached. However, by publicly describing it differently in interviews, Floyd Mayweather Jr. could be seen as creating conflict with the agreed terms, potentially triggering confusion around the contract wording, timeline, and overall fight classification.
It's going to be a real fight, it's going to be an exhibition, and not necessarily going to be at the Sphere. And Max, that really puzzled me because this wasn't just reporting. Netflix, a multi-billion-dollar company, officially announced that this would be a real fight at the Sphere. So, earlier this morning, I spoke to Jazz Mathur, who is the CEO of Manny Pacquiao.
Boxing creator Adrian posted on X suggesting that Floyd Mayweather Jr. could face legal consequences for repeatedly describing his bout with Manny Pacquiao as an exhibition, despite claims that the contract defines it as a professional fight. Reports also indicate that Mayweather allegedly received advance payments that were specifically linked to the agreement's professional fight terms with Pacquiao.
Floyd Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite it currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like partially. But still, what? So if this is to be believed, and this is via ESPN, this is not, random Twitter person reporting this. I think Mike Coppinger also reported the same thing. If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight to try to protect his 50-0 record and still make a bag.
Manny Pacquiao's team is reportedly pushing to enforce the original agreement, arguing that the contract must be fully honored as written. They claim that the advance payments accepted under professional fight conditions further reinforce their stance, showing prior acknowledgement of those binding terms by Floyd Mayweather Jr.
There's a disagreement in terms of whether this is a real fight or an exhibition, but really that's really falling on the side of Mayweather, since apparently he already signed the contracts, the deal was already done, he took some advances apparently on the actual agreed upon terms of the contract. And now there's a little bit of confusion. Apparently, he's been given till today, Thursday, to rectify this and actually move forward with the original agreed-upon terms of the contract.
Despite the ongoing disputes, Jazz Mathur insists the fight remains confirmed as an official professional bout. He predicts the rematch will deliver high intensity and strong competition, adding that both Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. are still in impressive condition, making the matchup explosive despite their age.
Recently, we saw Manny in the ring. He's been active. Yeah. Floyd's been doing some stuff, but it's like, the other type of stuff, not like serious. That was a sanction.
Floyd's Floyd. Listen, Floyd's Floyd. Don't get it twisted. 50-0. Floyd's Floyd. Right. Floyd does this in his sleep. Floyd are trained to come back and listen. They're both on another level.
So who's in better shape?
You know what? They're both in excellent shape. That's why this fight is what everybody wants to see. I will tell you one thing. We're gonna notice something better from their last fight because they're both on their A game. These two.
The rematch is expected to be contested over 10 to 12 rounds using 8-ounce gloves, with both fighters targeting a weight around 147 pounds, although the final limit has not yet been officially confirmed. These conditions are intended to maintain competitive balance while accounting for the realities of both athletes competing later in their careers.
Let's get into some of the key particulars as well. How many rounds is the fight? What weight will it be contested at? What ounce gloves will be used? Can you share some details there?
So 10 to 12 rounds, 8-ounce gloves. The weight has not been confirmed yet. Okay, we're still waiting on Floyd's side for this one, but it'll be about, we're hoping around 147 is what Manny wants.
Gotcha. And it sounds like the rounds could be either 10 or 12?
10 or 12, yeah.
And these will be 3-minute rounds?
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao has made it clear he is training with full intensity for his rematch against Floyd Mayweather Jr., approaching it like a true professional fight with real stakes. He reportedly puts in around 30 to 36 rounds daily, continuing his well-known high-volume training style that reflects his discipline and drive to stay in peak condition for major events. Pacquiao has repeatedly stressed that this is a legitimate contest, not an exhibition, and says his preparation matches that belief, as he aims to perform at his absolute best and fully respect the competitive nature of the bout.
I don't need somebody to push me to work hard, work more, but I did. I always put that in my mind when I'm in training. I have to do extra mile to get that condition. Like, for example, my fight is 12 rounds, so I'm doing 30 rounds, at least 30 to 36 rounds every day. So that's that's 30 rounds and 36 rounds that's a hard push, like not like taking lightly, but just push 30 rounds. So when you get to the ring, so whatever happens, I have stamina, I have gas, whatever happens. So that's the makes the fans happy and enjoy the show because of action. Because if I'm a fan, if I'm a fan, I'm going to watch a fight. So I want to see a fight that more on action because that's what I want to see.
Some analysts argue that Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s comments describing the Pacquiao rematch as an exhibition may be intentional rather than accidental. They suggest it could be a strategic approach designed to stir controversy and keep the matchup in constant public discussion. According to this view, the added debate helps boost fan interest, drive engagement, and increase attention across media platforms. The result could translate into stronger ticket demand, higher streaming figures, and greater overall revenue, even if the underlying agreement with Manny Pacquiao clearly defines the bout as a professional contest.
I think that this is just a selling point. I think ultimately Mayweather has to agree to whatever the contract is. If it's a fight, I think one of the comments the other day really made a point that one of the comments in our chat made a point that has really stuck with me. Mayweather has to know the terms he agreed to. Come on, I mean, you can't just sign something and not know those terms. He's got to know that if it is in fact it has to be a fight, then he would do this. And then he knows he's got to go through with a fight. He may just be saying this just to sell the fight in general. Just to sell it as make it a talking point, make it a controversial point, so that people want to wind up talking about it more. It becomes a topic of discussion, and then from that perspective, people end up watching. More people end up watching it because it becomes more of a polarizing topic of conversation. So I don't know. I see this eventually getting straightened out. I think it has to. I mean, Floyd has to fight right now. I think Mayweather probably wants to fight right now. I mean, Mayweather wants to fight and probably has to fight right now, and Pacquiao seems to want to and have to as well. So in one way or another, I think this is going to get straight.
Jazz Mather, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, has boldly projected that the upcoming rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. could become the most streamed boxing event in history. He argues that with the global reach of Netflix, the fight will extend far beyond traditional pay-per-view limits and reshape how audiences experience boxing worldwide. Mather even believes it has the potential to set a new benchmark as the most-watched sporting event ever on the platform, surpassing previous major broadcasts and setting fresh digital era records. In his view, this is more than a rematch. It's a worldwide spectacle aimed at a new generation, blending elite-level boxing with modern production and unprecedented global accessibility.
One of the man of the hour to talk to right now, outside of Manny himself and Floyd.
Yeah.
You work with both of these guys.
Both.
This fight is looking like it's going to be huge. But what's your take on this? You're behind it. You're orchestrating this thing. Netflix, all that. Could this be the biggest fight that's ever been streamed.
I mean, I'd say huge is an understatement. I mean, let's look at their first fight, right? Fight of the century. Generated over 600 million in total revenue, over 410 million in pay-per-view. So you're talking about a spectacle. You're talking about a one-off, something that people have wanted to see for a decade plus since the first one.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. There'll be sports entertainment in boxing for the first time ever at the Sphere. So it's going to be great.
Well, look, you know, I saw other promoters. I think Dana was jumping on this conversation too.
Listen,
what do you think?
I think, here's what I think.
He kind of had some words.
I'm going to stop you there. Everyone has words. You know, a lot of people are hating on this. A lot of people are saying things. A lot of people are entitled to their own opinion. But as I said in the beginning, we're looking at, of course it's going to be expensive. Why wouldn't it be expensive?
At the Sphere. It's
Why
supposed
would
to be
it'll be
extra
expensive anyway.
expensive.
It should be beyond expensive. Look at the names we have. We got Mayweather and we got Pacquiao. We're looking at how much money is coming in. We're not looking at how much money is going out. It's not like there were three of us sitting across the table with napkins and writing, oh, let's go to the Sphere and let's make an event. There's a team involved. There's structure. You know, I think we got this thing covered. But with regards to Dana and everything he got going on,
yeah.
I mean, listen, doesn't he have other things to worry about right now? Figure out that UFC card, the White House card. Why is John Jones not on there? Why is Conor McGregor not on there? Why is John Jones not getting paid the $30 million?
Okay.
That he should, right? I mean, look at how long he's been fighting for. I mean, John and I's manager, we go back 10 plus years.
Jazz Mather explained that the rematch between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. had been discussed for years before finally coming together once a strong deal and the right partners aligned. He pointed to the involvement of Netflix as a major breakthrough, allowing the event to move beyond the traditional pay-per-view system and tap into a global audience of more than 325 million subscribers. According to him, Netflix's role went beyond a single fight, opening doors to longer-term collaboration, advanced production support, and access to major sponsors and platforms. By simplifying negotiations and reducing middle layers, the deal was finalized more efficiently, positioning both fighters and the streaming service to maximize exposure, reach, and potential record-breaking viewership.
Since October, and for several years before then, what was the final turning point for this fight to get made?
Combination of things. I mean, this is their last fight was 11 years ago, so for the last 10 years people have been wanting to see a rematch. Many people have tried to do it. A lot of deals, a lot of offers have come through, but you know, it always comes down to the strength of the offer and how many parties are involved in the middle and how many are involved in bringing the offer to the table, right? So a lot of times when you have a lot of people in the middle, and it doesn't come across the right way. So you know, my strength is in taking things and bringing them to the finish line and closing them. I have a relationship on both sides, so I was, you know, able to do that. One of the biggest factors played in this is Netflix. So the fact that it was coming through Netflix is today's era. We're in a streaming era. We're no longer in a pay-per-view era. And that model is done now. So getting on Netflix, having access to 325 million plus subscribers, out of which we know that, you know, easily 100 million plus have already watched a boxing event. So we know that we have numbers to set and records to break again, which these two guys want to do those records. Manny coming back into the ring last year, Floyd seeing his performance, and Floyd saying...
Reports surrounding Floyd Mayweather Jr. suggest his financial position has come under pressure in recent years, with claims that his spending may be exceeding incoming revenue. He has also been linked to major legal disputes, including a high-profile $300 million case involving Showtime, alongside reported foreclosure issues tied to properties in Los Angeles and Las Vegas. Some accounts point to underperforming investments, particularly in real estate and other assets that carry ongoing maintenance costs, potentially adding further strain. At the same time, Mayweather continues to maintain an extremely high-cost lifestyle, regularly acquiring luxury cars, watches, and other premium items that require sustained financial outlay. Taken together, these factors have led some observers to question the balance between his historical earnings and his current financial obligations.
Once, not twice, but 3 times in that sentence, Floyd Mayweather said the word exhibition. That is not by mistake, folks. That's supposed to be a professional fight that Floyd is coming out and deliberately saying, it's not a professional fight, it's an exhibition. I'm going to come out, have some fun, and entertain. Someone in chat asked, out of all people, why choose Manny? What is it about Manny? He chose Manny because Manny brings in this, especially when you attach Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather to an actual pro fight, even at their age now. this brings a bit of that blockbuster back. Let's not forget, this is the highest selling pay-per-view fight in the history of combat sports. They did over 4 million pay-per-view buys. So of course, Floyd would want to pick Manny. And yes, the pro aspect of it does sell because that's Floyd putting his pro record on the line. Here's the weird part about it. Floyd is outright saying it's an exhibition. It was promoted as a pro fight, and now things are going to get even crazier because Manny Pacquiao's like, no, it's not an exhibition, it's a pro fight.
The situation around Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s bout with Manny Pacquiao has grown increasingly complex due to conflicting public statements about its official status. Although the event has been promoted as a professional contest, Mayweather has repeatedly referred to it as an exhibition, framing it more as entertainment than competitive sport. This inconsistency has raised concerns among fans, media outlets, and Pacquiao's side, with questions emerging about the clarity of the event's terms and overall legitimacy. Some observers suggest the confusion may stem from misaligned communication between parties, possibly involving contract wording, promotional messaging, or differences in timing between official agreements and public announcements.
There's two things that are happening here. Either somebody messed up in paperwork or in communication or in some form of getting this fight together, misspoke to one of these guys, or Floyd Mayweather is trying to scam Netflix. That is the only two things that can be possible here. Because we then get the report, as of yesterday, that Floyd Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse.
However, given the history of disputed business decisions linked to Floyd Mayweather Jr. and the reported financial pressure surrounding him, some analysts also raise the possibility that the fight's classification is being publicly reframed after agreements were already in place. If accurate, such a shift could place him at odds with the original terms tied to Manny Pacquiao and the broadcasting agreement with Netflix, potentially escalating into a contractual and professional dispute involving all parties.
He's done this for years, especially after his pro career. When he was doing these exhibitions, he would not show up to things he was obligated to do, take advances. Even the Deji fight, you can ask Deji, I was there. Floyd demanded that they pay him some insane amount of money or he wasn't going to fight Deji while he was at the venue. And they wanted to change gloves and do all this stuff. And I think they actually did it. They paid Floyd to do it. And I've seen this with a bunch of his exhibitions. And obviously we know about the Logan Paul situation, how Floyd shopped his fight to a different company after essentially scamming royalty like Prince whoever in Dubai and stole his money. This is insane. Now he's trying to do it to Netflix. Oh yeah, he's 100%.
Do you support Pacquiao's call for a fully professional fight or Mayweather's stance that it should be an exhibition? Share your thoughts in the comments below.